Back in the tiny little village of Haus, a few kilometers south of Schladming, Austria, the Women's Downhill Championship is being run here at the moment. 3 of the 4 Women's World Championship competitions are being held here. At the moment, Elisabeth Kirchler of Austria has the lead in the Women's Downhill. And we are about to go up to the top of the hill, pick up Jerry Sorensen, our coverage being provided by Austrian television. And this is how they present their coverage throughout the world. You will see Sorensen on the top of the hill. Then we will lose her a little later on down the track. We'll pick her up with a running time somewhere about 44, 45 seconds down the course. Here she is right now, Jerry Sorensen, Bob, coming into this race in great shape.
Well, she did, Frank. She won 2 World Cup downhills in Grindelwald, Switzerland, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And everybody talks about the Canadian men's team, but the women's team is very strong, too.
And Jerry Sorensen has the best time up on the top of the hill. That was the intermediate time of Elisabeth Kirchler, and she is the leader. She's at the bottom of the hill, and Jerry Sorensen is really having a fine run.
Frank, this girl really loves downhill. She loves speed, and she's kind of a late bloomer. It's hard to take a little air right there. She wasn't even on the Canadian World Cup team 2 years ago. She came last year and did very well.
And down she comes. This is Jerry Sorensen. She won on this course in Haus last year. She likes the track. And there is her running time on the right. You'll see the time of the leader, the current leader, Elisabeth Kirchler, come up on the left. Elisabeth Kirchler of Austria. And again, the Austrian crowd is here at the finish line. Here comes Sorensen. Jerry Sorensen of Canada is taking the lead. She's in first place. Kirchler of Austria is in second place. What a run, Bob.
I'll tell you, she had a great run. That's going to be a tough one for the other girls.
And Cindy Nelson is up at the top of the hill. Cindy Nelson perhaps in her final World Championship. And, of course, she is desperately looking for a medal. Now, here's Laurie Graham down on the course. Her running time is on the right. We'll have a chance to compare that against that midpoint time of Jerry Sorensen. It'll come up on the left, and there it is.
Well, this is another girl on the Canadian team who is very good. You know, this is not, Frank, a particularly tough downhill. And Graham didn't have a very good midway time. This is not a very good, tough downhill course. And that really, in a way, makes it more difficult to win because you can't afford to make any mistake at all, particularly in the turns. You've got to be very precise.
And this is Laurie Graham at the bottom of the hill. In first place is Jerry Sorensen, her Canadian teammate. Elisabeth Kirchler of Austria is in second place. Laurie Graham, a gutsy little Canadian girl, tore her ankle up a year ago and has just really skied her way back onto this first seed of the Canadians.
She looks pretty good down through here, Frank. She's hitting those turns pretty good.
Laurie Graham heading for the finish line. You see the time of their leader, her Sorensen, her teammate on the left, and she's moved into second place. So we have Canadians in first and second place. Jerry Sorensen in first. Laurie Graham is in second, and she is really happy.
How about those Canadians, Frank? In the women's competition, first and second.
Okay, back at the top of the hill, Cindy Nelson is set. Cindy Nelson, a bronze medalist, you recall, in Innsbruck. And, of course, she has provided really a stability to the U.S. team as Sorensen, the leader, looks on from the bottom of the hill. Over the years, Bob, she's just been a stabilizing influence for the entire U.S. ski team. She's a veteran, and she's on the course.
You know, Frank, she's had an amazing career. When you think back that in 1973, she made her way over here to be on the World Cup circuit, and the officials at that time wouldn't let her race for whatever reasons, for whatever regulations they happen to be. She came back in 74. She's been hurt a lot, but you know she just keeps coming and coming. And she really wants to do well in this downhill. It may be her last shot.
She's fast on the top. That was the intermediate point of Cindy Nelson on the right. And, of course, the leader's time is Jerry Sorensen. She's on the left. Cindy Nelson.
Frank, the best thing about Cindy right now is that she's really good on the turns down at the bottom. She could gain a lot more time down here.
She so desperately would like to get a World Championship medal. As we said before, the veteran on the U.S. racing team. She's won 5 World Cup downhills, but she's never really known the sweetness of a gold or a silver in either the championships or the Olympics.
Well, she's been great in training all week, and she's doing well right here, Frank. She's going to be very close.
That's Sorensen's time on the left, and here comes Cindy Nelson. She takes second place. Cindy Nelson will get the silver medal, and look at Cindy Nelson. She knows she's had a great run, and she's got herself a silver medal. Cindy Nelson with a tremendous run here in the championships. And look at the smile on her face. Cindy Nelson will get the silver medal, and there is Laurie Graham. She was knocked out of second place into third, and Bob is over with Cindy now.
Cindy, great going to you.
Thanks very much.
But tell me, what made the difference? It looks like you picked up some time on the bottom.
Well, the turns were harder on the bottom, and that caters to my kind of skiing. I was a little bit back on top. I felt like I was good, but I guess I wasn't good enough up there, and I skied pretty well down here. but it was a good race for North America.
Well, this might be the last go-around, and I know you really feel good about it.
Yeah, I feel really good. I got a medal out of this thing, and I'm happy.
Great going.
Thank you.
And frankly, we could not be more happy for Cindy Nelson. She truly is a delightful person. Again, the results: Jerry Sorensen of Canada takes the gold. Cindy Nelson, the silver. Laurie Graham, another Canadian, she gets the bronze. And Diane Lahode, still another Canadian, finished 5th. 2 American girls, Holly Flanders and Cindy Oak, finished 9th and 10th. 6 North American.